backgroundnya. Yes, I will share it to
Oke.
background. Checklist 1 ke Mr. James-nya.
Miss Rizka,
Yes.
saya kirim link live streaming di YouTube ya
Oh iya, oke.
ke WA.
I will share the background of the Zoom to Mr. James. Did you get? Okay.
Ew.
Don't you see the similarities between us? Take a minute and see yourself in the mirror. You look like me, those eyes, lips, you can't deny. Have you thought about why we look the same? Why we feel the same? Don't tell me it's by chance. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, we're one big family. Oh, oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, just one big family. Doesn't matter if you live far away from me, you feel I feel, you bleed I bleed.
Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Wabarakatuh.
First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us guidance, happiness, healthy, and mercy, so we can attend and participate this special event without any obstacles. Praise upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam who had brought us to the path of the light from the darkness of this life. In this special occasion, we have special moment to the topic is chit chat with a native speaker. The topic of our discussion is the more you practice, the more you get. So to open this event, let's start with basmalah together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Anak-anaknya.
Okay. Step of the following agenda is reciting the Holy Quran by our students Akram from Ibnu Qayyim classroom and will be translated by Kirana from 7th grade Al-Jazari. Please Akram and Kirana.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya akan
Waalaikumsalam.
membacakan 10 sampai 11. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Innamal mu'minuna ikhwatun fa aslihu baina akhawaykum wattaqullaha la'allakum turhamun. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu la yaskhar qaumun min qaumin asa an yakunu khairan minhum wala nisa'un min nisa'in asa an yakunna khairan minhunna. La talmizu anfusakum wa la tanabazu bil alqab. Bi'sal ismu fusuqu ba'dal iman. Wa man lam yatub fa ulaika humuz zalimun. Shadaqallahul azim.
I seek refuge in Allah from shaitan, the accursed one. In the name of Allah, most gracious and merciful. The believers are brothers. So make peace between your two brothers and be mindful of God, so that you may be given mercy. Believers, no one group of men shall jeer at another, who may after all be better than them. No one group of women shall jeer at another, who may after all be better than them. Do not speak ill of one another. Do not use offensive nicknames for one another. How bad it is to be called a mischief maker after accepting faith. Those who do not repent of this behavior are evil doers. Allah Almighty speaks the truth.
Okay, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you for Akram and Kirana. Now the next agenda is speech. The speech will be delivered by the Vice Principal of the school, Ibu Nunung Nurrohmah. Kepada Ibu Nunung Nurrohmah dipersilahkan.
Thank you, Mrs. Rizka. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Miss Nunung.
Alhamdulillah, and good morning to Mr. James. It's so happy to see you again in our activity in the agenda chit chat with the native. I'm sorry today our principal he have another activity, so he cannot be with you here. But I think all of us can enjoy our activity, I guess. And to our student, be active, be brave, and jangan takut untuk mencoba ya. So I'm too. It's the first time to speak in English in informal activity maybe. So Mr. James, thank you for your coming, and we can learn together with you. Maybe that's enough. Have enjoyed this today, yeah. And our theme today. The more you practice, the more you get. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Ibu Nunung. Okay, before we go to the main agenda, chit chat with a native. Thank you, Mr. James, for coming in this event again. Before we start to the main agenda, we are going to warming up first with Mr. Wahyudi. Mr. Wahyudi, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rizka, and hello all. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mr.
Hello, Mr.
And hi, Mr. James.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Okay, nice to see you. Okay. And to open this this event, I would like remembering you about some rules that Miss Bu Nunung have reminded you to. In this event, you just have to enjoy this event, and then don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just try, and don't forget to open your camera. Yeah, don't forget to open your camera. And also, we're gonna have some interactive learning today with Mr. James and Ms. Rizka and me too. So I have a little icebreaker, and in this to open this meeting, I would like you all to open your camera. I think most of you have opened your camera. Okay, I will see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it is very easy. This activity is very easy. I want you just to pick things that I mentioned. So I will mention some things, yeah, and then find out around you, and one who get the thing have to raise the hand and show me the things that I mentioned. For example, when I say what is it? When I say a mask, and then find out the mask around you and show me like this. Okay, but before that you have to raise your hand. Okay, we gonna know who the first got the things. Okay, jadi silahkan nanti Mister akan sebutkan beberapa kata ya, cari bendanya di sekitar kalian. Kalau sudah menemukan, don't forget to raise your hand and show me. Nah, tunjukkan ya kepada kita bendanya seperti apa. And the judge here is Miss Rizka. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, find out the student that get the point. Okay. Jadi satu benda yang pertama menemukan berarti 1 poin. Okay.
Pak Agung, can you help me?
Yes, what can I do for you, Miss Riz?
To check the first student that get the thing.
Okay.
Ready, everyone?
Ready.
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 Okay. First one is very easy. It is around you, I think. Maybe it is in front of you. So be ready. The first one is pick me your black pen. Black pen.
Cahaya, Mister.
Raise your hand first. Don't forget to raise your hand.
Yes, Cahaya the first.
Okay.
Okay, Cahaya. Can you show it to us?
Cahaya is the first. Okay, the second things that you have to find out is okay. Maybe it is far from you, but I think most of you have it around you. Everybody have, I think. It is a mobile phone charger.
Apta, Mister.
Apta. Weh, Apta. 1 point for Apta and 1 point for Cahaya. Okay, it is a little difficult.
Turunkan dulu tangannya. Sorry.
Yeah.
Turun apa?
Lower your
Turun.
hand, please.
Okay.
And you may have to open your wardrobe, or you have to run to the other room. I don't know. Just find your black jacket. Your black jacket. Okay. Hisham. Show me, Hisham.
Show me.
Is that your black jacket, Hisham?
Hisham.
Oh, yeah, I see. That's your black jacket. Thank you, Hisham. Okay, so we have no. Okay. Next. Okay. This thing is, it is not clear. It's not clear. The color is white. Find me your white glass that usually you use for drink. Okay.
Fatih.
No. Find me first. White glass.
Lucky.
No, is that white or clear?
Yes, because it's heat with some steam on it because it's a hot water. It has some steam.
Is that white or clear? The color, I mean.
Well, clear, I think.
That's
because
clear, I
it's
think. So the winner is, I think, Fatih here. Fatih, that's the first white glass, I think. Next. Yeah. Anyone here to ride a bicycle or ride motorcycle? Can you show me your helmet, please? Your helmet, please. Okay, run. Okay, Fatih again. Miss Rizka, Fatih. 2 points for Fatih. Okay, the next is, I think it could be in your bag, maybe. It also could be out of your room or out of your house. I don't know where you put this one. Can you find me your pair of socks? Show me a pair of socks. A pair of socks. Show me a pair of socks of yours. Have you? Come on, Lando. Run, Lando. Move. And raise your hand, Miss Ika. No.
Mrs. Ayu.
It is just for students. Lando, where is your pair of socks, Lando? Okay, Lando, 1 point for Lando. Okay, the next is, okay, show me your, I think it's in front of you or around you, it's near you, I think. So as quick as possible, show me your water bottle.
water.
Apta. Oh, Lando first, I think. Lando, so 2 points for Lando too. Lando and Fatih have 2 points. Okay, the next. The next is a little difficult. You can ask your mother, and I think you can also run to your kitchen or find to your garden, I think. I don't know. Please show me or find me vegetable, anything, vegetable. Yeah, it could be cabbage, carrot, or anything.
Fatih.
Vegetable. Fatih. Onion is a vegetable?
Yes, Mister.
Okay. Who is the first? I can see here.
Fatih, Mister.
Oh, Fatih. Okay, thank you, Fatih. So 3 points for Fatih. The last. You can take your tablet or your phone to go out or to go somewhere that you put this thing. Show me your pet. Show me your pet, I think. Do you have a pet?
Fatih is always move.
Okay, come on. Fatih, find your pet. What is your pet, Fatih?
I don't have a pet.
Oh, you don't have a pet. Okay. Oh, Cahaya, Cahaya. Yeah, you have a very cute cat. Okay, so 2 point for Cahaya. So, do we have a winner here, Miss Rizka? Cahaya has 2 point, I think.
I think Cahaya and Fatih, right?
Fatih, how many points do you have?
3.
Oh, 3 points. So the winner is Fatih. Okay. You will be have a door prize from Lando. Okay, thank you everyone. So I think you are ready for today. And next to our main agenda, we have chit chat. We have guest teacher here, Mr. James. Hi, Mr. James.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. And just remembering you that Mr. James now live in United States, in Baltimore. And we're gonna learn many things with Mr. James. Especially today, we're going to talk about our topic today is about what, Mr. Rizka? What is our topic today?
We are going to talk about hobbies.
Okay, I think it is very interesting. We're gonna talk about our hobbies. Yeah, please, Mr. James.
Thank you, good morning. I think most of you remember me from October when I was here the first time, but my name is James. I'm very happy to join you again. I really enjoyed the time that we spent together in October, and I enjoyed talking with you and answering your questions and also learning about you, the students. And I really enjoyed watching the videos that you made as well. So I want to just thank Mr. Wayudi and Ms. Rizka for inviting me again. And thank you for all of you for being here. And before I start, I would just like to say, Ibu Nunun, your English is very good. And I know you said this is your first time speaking in a formal setting, but it was very clear, very, very concise. So you did a great job. Thank you very much. I know that you're back to learning online. So I think this will be very similar to our last time. But I would just want to say that I hope all of you and your families are healthy and safe, and please help your neighbors who aren't, or who, please help those who are sick, and hopefully we can all get through this pandemic together. So as Wayudi said, I'm from Baltimore. I'm going to ask a couple questions just to quiz you, just to see if anyone remembers things about me from last time. So does anyone remember where Baltimore is? You can say in the chat, or if you want, you can raise your hand either way.
This is Baltimore.
Very. Is it Lucky or Lucky? Which do you prefer?
My real name is Lucky, but
Lucky.
to
Okay.
match, Baltimore is on the west side, on the west coast. Is it true?
No, it's not. It's so Baltimore is on the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
So Baltimore is between New York City and Washington D.C. So okay.
Thank
So
you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for answering. So can anyone tell me what time it is here in Baltimore? So we know that it's morning there. It's 7:45 in the morning in Bandung. Does anyone know what time it is in Baltimore?
Okay, just guess.
Again, you can raise your hand or just write in the chat. Okay, so it looks like no guesses. So Bandung is 12 hours ahead of Baltimore. Oh, Lucky again. Sorry, I just answered the question. I'm sorry. So yeah, Baltimore is 12 hours ahead of Bandung. So right now it is 7:45 p.m. On Tuesday. So it's already Wednesday in Indonesia. It's still Tuesday in the United States.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's always funny because when I get the date for the event, I mark my calendar as Wednesday, and then I remember 2 days later that I need to change the date to Tuesday. Can anyone tell me what season it is in Baltimore right now? What season? Can anyone tell me how many seasons there are in the United States?
Remember that in US there are 4 seasons usually,
Yeah.
but Indonesia only 2 seasons.
Yes, somebody got it. Winter. Yes, it is winter here, so it's very cold this week. Yeah, so we've had snow a few times this month, and snow and very cold rain so far. So, okay, so today our theme is the more you practice, the more you get, and this is very true. Whether you're an Olympic athlete, whether you're a singer, or you're just someone who's studying English, the more you engage with what it is you're doing, whether it's speaking, athletics, singing, dancing, any activity, the more you do it, the better you're going to become at it, the more comfortable you're going to be. And with practicing, as Ibu Inung said before, you're going to make mistakes, and that's fine. That's how we learn. We learn from mistakes. So please don't be shy. Please feel free to speak up as much as you like when we get into activities, and no reason to be shy at all. I make mistakes all the time speaking Indonesian, and my friends correct me, and that's how I learn. That's how I've learned most of my Indonesian, was just through being in the world and talking to people. So today we're going to discuss the topic of hobbies. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my favorite hobbies, and I also look forward to learning about what hobbies each of you like. And we can talk about how we can use these hobbies. Some of our hobbies we can use to help improve our English. So these are ways for us to be using English or learning in a fun way, a way that we enjoy. So learning should always be fun. I know sometimes it can be hard. It's long days in school and we feel tired, but we can learn in our everyday life and really have a good time with learning. So we're going to talk about a lot of those ways today with our hobbies. I will say before we begin, so what we will do, we're going to be doing a little bit of writing today. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen would be good. Or if you'd like to just write on your, type on your computer, that's fine as well. But just for later, we'll do a very small amount of writing, and then also we're gonna play some games at the end, and also we'll have time in between for questions. So I'm happy to answer your questions as well. Okay, so my favorite hobbies. I'm going to tell you about my favorite hobbies. So the first hobby that I really love is bicycling. And I saw that, and I also wear a bicycle helmet, but it wasn't near me, so I couldn't grab it. It's a few rooms away, but it's very important to wear a bicycle helmet or a motorcycle helmet. So that's my first hobby that I like to do, and I like to do it for exercise. My second hobby that I really enjoy, I enjoy watching mixed martial arts, what some people call MMA. And when I was in Indonesia, I actually got to see some Indonesian martial artists perform in Jakarta. There's a Singapore company called One Championship, and there's a female fighter named Priscilla Hertati Lubungoal. She's Batak.
Yeah, Batak.
Yeah, a Batak woman from North Sumatra, and I got to see her compete in the performance in Jakarta. So I also watch this Indonesian MMA league called One Pride, which is based in Indonesia. And so when I watch them, it helps me learn my Indonesian because the commenters, they're watching the fight and they're explaining the fight, but they're speaking in Indonesian. So as I'm watching and enjoying the competition, I can also listen to the language and learn new Indonesian words. So if you're watching sports and you want to practice your English or just learn new words, just tune into a football match with commentators in English, and you're going to learn some new words, and you might have to look up some words, but that's how we learn. We hear new things, and then we find ways to bring them into our vocabulary. Another one of my hobbies is I like to eat and try new foods, and also I like to drink coffee and tea. as well. So with food, I can learn about different places and different cultures. And then also through that, I can learn about the languages. So I speak Indonesian, but I don't really know many traditional languages. I know a little bit of Sundanese, but I became friends with an owner of a Padang restaurant in Cianjur. And whenever I go to eat there, he would tell me the name of the vegetables and the food in Minang language. So not only was I eating the food and enjoying the food, but I was learning new words, new vocabulary. So this is a way that I'm taking one of my hobbies, something that I enjoy, and I'm turning it into a learning activity and a fun activity. And I would say that my fourth and final hobby, which is my favorite hobby, is listening to music and learning about music. So I love to learn about all genres of music. I enjoy listening to traditional music like Terawangsa or gamelan. And I also enjoy modern music like hip hop or rock and roll. I like to share my hobby with my friends. I have two friends named Brian and Mike. They also enjoy music, so we will talk together. They will tell me about their favorite musicians. I will tell them about my favorite musicians, and it's a way for us to hang out, talk about music, learn about more music. I began listening to music when I was 7 years old, and I would say at this point in my life, I listen to music every day. So at least for maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour, sometimes if I'm working, excuse me, sometimes just for fun. I like to read books about music and learn more about it. And when I was in Indonesia, and even here in the United States, I still listen to lots of Indonesian music. So it's a way for me to listen to language again, learning new words, adding new vocabulary, and also learning more about the grammar of the language. So, and I think I mentioned last time, one of my really good friends in Bandung, he speaks really good English, very, very clear. And I asked him where he learned. I thought he went to a school to learn, and he said, "No, I learned English from listening to the Beatles." So I think there's so much music that you can listen to that's going to help you with your English. Okay, so what I'd like to do now, is it possible for me to become a host? I'm going to share some images. Pak Agung? Can I become a host? Just share screen.
Mr. James mau dijadiin host katanya, Pak.
Udah Bu.
Oh, udah.
Oh, udah. Okay.
Udah,
As
ya.
co-host.
Co-host. Okay.
Okay, so what I've done here, I've listed a few hobbies. So I've listed some of the ones that I talked about. So we have listening to music, bicycling, watching sports, hanging out with friends, and playing games. So I want you to notice how all of these begin with a verb, and the verb is using the ing form. So, and some of these are just stand on their own, like bicycling. We know what that is. You can also say riding a bicycle, but bicycling is shorter and easier to say. So sometimes we just need the one word, the verb, with the ing form. Other times we may need a noun to follow. So we're watching. What are we watching? We're watching sports. We're watching movies. Listening to music. You know, listen to podcasts, can listen to speeches. So and again, we play games, we can play football, play basketball. So sometimes we have the verb and then a noun afterwards, which describes what it is we're doing. So we're playing a game. Other times we just have a single word, like bicycling. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like for in the chat, I'd like for everyone to, so we have 5 here. These are 5 examples, and I would love for you to add more examples of hobbies. They can be your hobbies. They can be just things that you know are hobbies. But please, in the chat, let's add some hobbies to this list. Okay, so we have what? Playing sports is one. Drawing, yeah, drawing is a very good one. Learning another language, running, swimming, good. My hobby is exercise. That's good. That's a way to say it. We could say exercising, or my hobby is exercise. Playing games, yes. Hanging out with a friend, hiking. Hiking is good. Sleeping can be a hobby for some people. Yeah, you know.
Sleeping all day?
Sleeping all day, hopefully not. Let's see, we have
Sleeping all day long.
painting, playing piano, fishing,
Listening to the song.
yeah, kayaking. Well, that's a good one. Building Legos and drawing, that's a good one. Playing drums, archery, playing badminton, reading books. Good, yeah. Playing baseball, playing guitar, climbing, riding. So we say riding, what can we ride? We can ride a motorcycle. We could ride a bicycle. Maybe we could ride a horse.
Riding a horse.
Yeah, watch. So some of these are watch YouTube. So we could say watching YouTube. Play football, playing football. Yeah, having time with our friends. Yeah. So in English, we would say hanging out with our friends. And what's the word in Indonesian that we would use? It's one of my favorite words. Nongkrong. Yeah, somebody put nongkrong. There it is.
Or nongkiskui.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know nongkiskui. It's
That's
slang.
the slang word for nongkrong.
Bahasa gaul. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, slang.
Coding. Wow, coding is good. Cooking. Spend time with family. So we could say spending time with family. Watch a horror movie. Watching a horror movie. Watching TV. Yeah, these are all great. Okay. So now I would like you to think about what hobbies can we use that will help us improve our English. So like somebody has, so watch WWE, watching WWE. That can help. That can help because we have the announcers, they're speaking in English. So you can listen to them, hear their accent, hear their dialect, hear their pronunciation. Learn English in the game Roblox. I'm not sure I don't know what Roblox is, but I think there's a lot of really good games for learning English, and also online gaming. You're usually playing with people from around the world, and the common language is going to be English for the most part. So it's a good place for if you're playing games with people in other countries, or even sometimes maybe people in Indonesia, you're going to still be using English if there's other people in the group as well. Watching football. Yeah, if we have the announcers, the English announcers. Yeah, watching esport and listening to the caster. Yeah, so we would say broadcaster is the thing. Good. Yeah, lots of writing stories. That's a good one. That's a really good one. It's a good way to practice your English, practice your grammar. If you have a friend or if you have a teacher that can help you to read your story, if you're not shy and you want someone to read your story, they can tell you how your English is, how your writing is. These are all great examples. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, so when I talked, I basically, when I told you about my hobby, I answered a few questions, which I'm now going to give to you. Excuse me. Okay, so we have 5 questions here. So this is where we'll need your pen and paper, or if you want, you can also type. So the questions are, what is your favorite hobby? So we're just going to choose one. What do you like about this hobby? Do you share this hobby with your friends or family? If yes, who? How often do you do it? And 5, can you improve your English with your hobby? So like I said, some of our hobbies can help us with English. Some of our hobbies, maybe bicycling, it's not going to help us with our English. It's going to help us stay healthy, but it's not going to help us with our English. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some examples. So let's look at the first question. So I'm going to give you 2 responses for each question. So, and what I'm going to have you do is write your own answers. So number 1, what is your favorite hobby? I said, my favorite hobby is listening to music. So this is one way we can say it. My favorite hobby is. And then again, we're going to use the ing form of the verb to music. So listening to music, playing games, watching movies. Another way we can say it is, I like, I love, I enjoy. These are all positive words. So I like riding my bicycle. So that's another way we can answer this question. What do you like about this hobby? So for me, I said, I love learning about different genres of music. I enjoy traditional music like gamelan and also modern music like hip hop. For bicycling, I said, bicycling helps me stay healthy and I enjoy being outside. So these are 2 examples of how you can answer the question. And I'm gonna leave these up so that you can use these when I'm gonna give you about 5 or 7 minutes for you to write your answers. But I'm gonna leave these up as examples so you can use these as a model, a way to form your answers. Okay, our third question. Do you share this hobby with your friends or family? If yes, who? So if you remember, I said, yes, I share my hobby with my friends, Brian and Mike. We like to share music with each other and talk about our favorite musicians. And for bicycling, I said, no, I go bicycling alone. So sometimes our hobbies we do alone, sometimes our hobbies we do with other people. So this is 2 different ways to answer. We have the yes, the positive, and we have the no, the negative. Question 4. When did you start practicing your hobby? How often do you do it? So I began listening to music when I was 7 years old. I listened to music every day. So the first sentence I'm talking about, when was the first time I did this? And then the second part is, how often do I do this? Do I do it once a day, once a week, once a month, maybe once a year, maybe 5 times each day, or 5 times each week? So my second answer, I started to bicycle. So notice I'm using a different, so the first one I began, the second I started. These have the same meaning. It's just 2 different ways of answering the question. I started to bicycle when I was 20 years old. I bicycle 3 times a week. So another thing that I can do here, so I said I started to bicycle, which is the root form, instead of saying I started bicycling. You can choose either way. I think for this, it may be best to just stick with the ing form, since this is what we're using for the most part, but I wanted to include this as an example. This is also a correct way of answering the question. So I started to bicycle when I was 20 years old. I started bicycling when I was 20 years old. Same meaning. I began bicycling when I was 20 years old. Also, same meaning. And the fifth question, can you improve your English with your hobby? If yes, how? So I said, yes, I can. I listen to song lyrics to learn new vocabulary words and to improve my grammar. So I do this with Indonesian songs because I know English, I'm learning Indonesian. But you can do this with English songs to help you learn vocabulary and improve your grammar. So for bicycling, can you improve your English with your hobby? No, I can't. Again, bicycling, very good for staying healthy, staying in shape, staying fit, but it's not gonna help us with our English. We can learn vocabulary about bicycles. If you want to fix bicycles or learn how to build bicycles, there's a lot of vocabulary we can learn there. But to actually go out and ride your bicycle and just enjoy the afternoon, we're not going to learn much English that way, and that's fine. You know, we don't have to learn English with everything. So what I would like to do, I'm going to leave these 5 questions up. And so I'd like for you to take about 5 minutes and just read through these and try to answer these each for yourself. And just pick one hobby. I know many of us, like I listed 4 hobbies. Many of us have maybe 2 or 3 hobbies. Some maybe have 10 hobbies. You know, we have a lot of activities we like to do. So just pick one. It can be your favorite one. It should be your favorite. Let's pick your favorite one. So, and just take about 5 minutes and answer these 5 questions. And as you're doing this, I will scroll through so you can see the different answers for each question. Are there any questions about this? Let me just look at the chat. Okay, looks good. Okay, so take about 5 minutes on your own to do this. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand. Feel free to put a message in the chat, and I'm happy to answer. If you are feeling shy and would like to just direct message me in the chat, you can do that as well. But I would say, please don't be shy. Please try to feel comfortable. There's no reason to be shy. And what I'd like is for maybe 5 to 8 students to read their answers for everyone afterwards. So as my friends in Indonesia say, don't be a shy cat. So we're gonna, you were gonna read for us and give us an example. So, okay, so let's take 6 minutes to answer these, and then we'll come back together. But I'll be here if anyone has questions. Please put them in the chat, raise your hand, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I see somebody answered the 5 questions in the chat, but they just answered them very short. We're going to try to practice our grammar and use complete sentences.
Yeah,
so,
explain it like Mr. James.
Yeah, so instead of just saying,
example.
Yeah, instead of just saying exercise, you can say, my favorite hobby is exercise. And instead of exercise, we're going to say exercising. We're going to make the verb active, exercising, ing form. What do you like about this hobby? Makes me healthy. You could say, it makes me healthy. Okay, so it's 8:10 now, so we'll come back together at 8:15. Again, I see lots of people answering in the chat just with one-word answers. We want to practice writing full sentences, and you can use my examples.
Ya, silahkan dituliskan di chatnya kalimat lengkap ya. Not the short answer, but the complete answer. Kita coba ya, nanti kita coba berlatih bagaimana membuat kalimat yang secara grammar dalam bahasa Inggris benar. Jadi silahkan dituliskan dengan kalimat lengkap. You can see the example here. Ini beberapa contohnya, jadi bisa dilihat. And all the teachers, if you want to try, you also can chat here. Bu Ika.
Yes, please join in.
Nunung, Pak Taru, Pak Agung. Okay. Yeah, you also can try.
Miss Ayu, you'll try, good. Okay, I still see many people just giving short answers in the chat. But you can we want to write complete sentence for each question. Also, I see one person has written complete sentences, but we need to capitalize the first letter of each sentence. And also we want to put punctuation at the end of the sentence. So I like playing ball, like basketball or football. So it's good the I is capitalized, but we want a period at the end of the sentence. And again, you can look at my examples on these questions to follow the grammar, to use these as a model. Somebody said we type the answer in the chat. You don't have to type the answer in the chat. If you want to, you can. But you can also just write on with pen and paper, or if you want to just type on your computer, that's fine as well. It's just a way for us to practice and use the form that I'm giving you as a way to sort of learn the grammar and answering these questions.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome. Well, that's a good one. My favorite hobby is drawing while listening to music. Yeah, combining two hobbies. It's nice to be creative while listening to the creative work of somebody else as well. Yeah. Okay, let's do 2 more minutes. And then anyone who feels brave, remember earlier today, we were told to be brave in our learning. So please be brave, and you can read your answers to everyone. I see we have an answer about K-pop. We have lots of K-pop fans here.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
The girls here.
Yeah, BTS, yeah?
Yeah.
BTS.
Sorry, something is typo. Oh, Miss Ayu, no worries. Typos, we make mistakes, we learn. Yeah. I make typos all the time, even in English, but then I correct them. Okay, it's 8:16 now. Who is feeling brave? Oh, lucky. Okay. You can go ahead and unmute yourself, Lucky.
Thank you. Can I go now?
Yes, please. Yeah.
For the first question is, I really love learning other language. And the second one, I really love learning the basic with the native speaker. The third one is, no, there is no one I know that interested in learning other language. 4, at 5th grade, I listened to a German song and I have the interest to learn it, and I decided to practice it every day. And the last one is, yes, I talk to other people from different countries and learning their language. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else who is feeling brave? Or Riska or Hawayudi, would you like to call on people, or should we just be volunteer only?
Yeah, come on. You have finished and want to tell about your hobby here? Zelin, maybe Zelin? Is there Zelin?
Okay, Zelin.
My hobby is watching a movie because it was fun. Sometimes I don't know what I want to say, but yeah, I watch I watch a movie. It was when I had a free time, and yeah.
Can you improve your English by watching movies?
Yeah, because I watch a lot of English movie.
Very good. Yeah, and English movies are great because if you have Indonesian subtitles, you can hear the English word and read the subtitles. You can learn the new words. I used to do that with, I would watch English movies with Indonesian subtitles, and I would read the subtitles as I was hearing the English. I was learning the Indonesian. How often do you watch movies?
Like once a week, yeah.
Once a week, that's good. Good, great. Thank you very much. You did a great job. Anyone else? Bimo.
Bimo, yeah, please Bimo.
My hobby is playing game. Enjoy. I share my old brother. I start from school year. Yes, I school time because in game it is like with in English.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you for being brave and participating. Anyone else? We have some in the chat as well. I can read some. Yeah, please let's applaud for everyone that's volunteering.
Yay!
Happy.
Yeah,
My
Fatih.
my favorite hobby is exercise. Why I love exercise? Because it makes me healthy and makes me improve my muscles.
Wow.
Do you share this hobby with your friend? Oh no, I do it alone.
Do it
How
alone?
often do you How often do you do it? I do it every day.
Wow.
Can you
great.
improve your English with your hobby? No, I can't. This is exercise, not speaking.
But you can improve your muscles though, yeah?
Yes, right.
And what kind of exercise do you do?
Push-ups.
Push-ups. Okay, good.
60.
60 every day?
Yes, every day.
Wow.
60.
Wow, that's great.
Wow, that's really great. Yeah, yeah. You make me feel very old saying that. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Yeah. Anyone else? Let's do one more, and then we have a few in the chat that I can read, and then we can move on.
Lando will say something.
raise hand.
Right. My hobby is adventure. Why adventure? Because I like to adventure. Wait. I share my hobby with my father, and I share it my hobby. I started it if my family go to the mountain, and number 5 is no.
How often do you do it?
Repeat, please. What?
How often do you do it?
I don't understand.
Oh,
berapa sering?
Berapa sering?
Oh, no, it's not. Maybe, not jarang.
Okay, rarely, seldom.
Jarang opo.
Rarely. Jarang opo.
Okay, so Lando like being adventure, especially
Yeah.
hiking or trekking to the mountain.
So Lando, can you improve your English with hiking?
No, I
Oh,
can.
okay. Yeah, I think the way you could do it, I mean, with hiking is the activity. You're not going to improve your English, but if you like to learn about nature when you're hiking, you could learn the English words for different plants or animals that you see when you're hiking in the mountains. So, thank you very much, Lando.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who participated. Let's see. We have somebody here likes their favorite hobby is playing drums. My favorite hobby is making a theory about FNAF. I don't know what that is. I like this hobby because it's fun to make some theory, and I like William Afton. Is this a computer theory? Does anyone know?
It's a video game theory, mister.
It's a video game. Okay. Thank you. Playing the game Roblox. Favorite hobby is reading and listening to music. Good. So good diversity. Favorite hobby is painting. Yeah, listening to music. The genre is K-pop. Pop. Yes, sometimes question number 5. Can you improve your English with this hobby? Yes, sometimes I read the lyrics and try to understand what it means. And by listening to the song, I can find new vocabulary. Yeah, very good. So these are all really good ways to have fun and also help improve our English. I'm going to just talk very briefly about a few other ways that we can do it. And then we'll have time, we can open it up. If anyone wants to ask questions like we did last time, you can ask me any questions about English, about America, about my time in Indonesia, about me, anything. Maybe a good way for you to practice your English, practice asking questions, and you can listen to how I answer the questions. So again, we're listening to questions and answers. Oh, somebody has their hand raised.
Okay, Jasmine. Do you want to ask a question? Jasmine?
Hi, Jasmine. Oh no.
Okay. Okay.
You forgot the question. Okay, so it's chit chat time, so you can ask any question, anything.
Oh, just two more things real quick before. So two other hobbies that I wanted to add that I think are really good for. I think most of what we talked about are really good, but I have two other things as well. And I'm not sure. Do any of the classes or the schools, is there an English club like that meets? I know I've been to a few schools that have English clubs, but English clubs, whether formal in the school or just informal, like friends, maybe you go have coffee or just to be able to sit and having friends to chat with to practice your English. It's a good way. Again, the more we practice, the more you get.
Yeah.
So as much as you can practice. And another thing I would say is meeting people. So either traveling, or if you can't travel, if you can meet travelers. So I had many times when I would be in Indonesia, like one time I was at the palace in Yogyakarta, the Kraton, and there were students there, English students, and they came to me and they said, can we ask you some questions in English? And they just took maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, very short time. And I was always happy to talk to them, but it was a way for them to practice asking questions and just engaging with me as a native speaker. So I think if there's possible, obviously we're in a pandemic now, but when things become safe again, if there's places, if there are tourists in Bandung that you can meet, just to go, maybe spend an hour and see if you can meet people and just say, hey, can I talk to you for a few minutes and just have a few questions you want to ask them, like, where are you from? How long have you been in Indonesia? Why did you come to Indonesia? Just learning about them. And the thing is, most travelers are very curious about where they are. So they might want to ask you questions as well. So like, what's the best food that I should eat? Where can I go buy batik? I want to buy batik. So you can help them and they can help you as well. So it's just fun to meet new people and talk to new people. So I would highly recommend, once it's safe again, if you have the opportunity to do these activities. So, okay, I think, should we open it up for questions? It's okay. Lucky.
Yeah. Sorry. I have one big question. How big is the difference from the language from USA and the Australian? It's every time I play with an Australian, it's not really like I'm playing with the Americans. Like they say mate in Australian, but in English they say the other things. Like the Australians have their own English language.
Yeah, I think Australian English comes from British English. I mean, all English comes from British English, but I think it's closer. So I think you have Canadian English and Australian English are still more similar to British English. American English is very different, and not very different. I mean, the words are the same. Most of the words are the same. We do have some different words, like we would say truck, they would say lorry. In England, yeah. We would say soccer, they would say football. And then sometimes also the pronunciation. In America, we say vitamin. In England, they say vitamin. So it's just different ways of saying the word. So, and then also, you're going to notice a broad variety of accents. And it's funny. So a friend of mine actually is an English teacher in Bandung, and she just posted on Instagram, one of her students said, what is better, an American accent or a British accent? And the thing is, nothing is better. And you're not going to learn an American accent, and you're not going to learn a British accent. You're going to speak in your own accent. You're going to speak English with your accent. And my accent as an American is different in Baltimore than it is from somebody in California. So there's not one American accent. There's not one British accent. There's not one Australian accent. Just like Indonesian, there's so many different accents just because it's such a broad, you're such a large area that people have different ways of speaking. And then you have different dialects. So you're going to have English words. So we say truck in America and lorry in England, but even in America, we're going to say one word in Baltimore, and it might be different in California. So again, it's like slang. So it's like, I've heard that Sundanese slang is different in Bogor than it is in Bandung. So it's the same thing. So Baltimore and New York, it's going to be different slang. So somebody might, like I was working with somebody in New York and they said something and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they had to explain it to me because I had never heard the expression before, because we call that a regional expression. So it's just in one region. So
Thank you very much, Mr. James. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you, Lucky. Anyone else? Oh.
Pak Tarudin, please.
Mr. Taru.
I ask Mr. James.
Yes, please.
Okay. I have two questions. First, what do you think about Ome TV in context for learning English?
Is it comedy?
Ome TV.
Ome TV? I'm sorry.
It's a application. Apa ya?
Like
we can kita bisa berbicara gitu dengan orang dari luar gitu. Okay.
You're chatting with people from other countries.
Yes, but face to face, like Zoom, but it's more private maybe, yeah, maybe. Saya belum pernah.
I think it's great. I mean, and I think also if you can find a chat room that has a subject that you're interested in learning about. So let's say you like football. So if you're in Bandung and you can talk about Persib, and then you can talk to somebody in England and they can talk about Manchester. So you can talk about a subject that you like. So again, it's one of your hobbies. So it's a subject that you like and you can learn from the other person and they can learn from you as well. So I think the more people we can talk to, the more you practice, the more you get. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. I'm not familiar with the app, but I know there's on the internet, lots of online forums and chat rooms. So I've never done them myself, but I think if you can find a really good one, then yeah, it's a great way to
be careful, Pak Taru, because in Ome
TV, you have to be careful. Yeah.
They just departed randomly, so we don't know the topic, we don't know where they are from. So
it's not a specific topic.
Use the Ome TV in the bad way, I think.
Oh, okay. It's not a specific topic. It's a random person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, be very careful with that, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, if you can find one that focuses on the topic then that you enjoy, that's probably better. Yeah. Yeah. And the second question.
The second question is, I can understand what what you talking about English in English. I can understand, but I can speak English as well. How to I improve agar saya udah paham begitu ya, tapi ketika berbicara agak belepotan begitu. Tips and triknya bagaimana, Mr. James? Thank you, Mr. James.
Could you translate? I didn't catch all of that. I'm sorry.
Mr. Taru can catch the meaning that you say, but when Mr. Taru want to tell something or say something, he can express in what in his mind.
Yes.
Give the tips for him about it.
So yeah, again, it's just going to be practice. So it's the same with me. This is a bad example because I didn't understand everything you said, but I understand more than I can speak. So, and also for me, I tend to use WhatsApp, so I can type more than I can speak. Especially now that I'm in America, I'm not speaking Indonesian to anyone. Maybe on Zoom sometimes with friends, but I'm not practicing my speech. So I think it's probably the reason that you can understand it faster is because you hear it a lot. You hear it in songs and movies. So you've been hearing English for a long time, but you speak English. You've only been speaking English for a much shorter time. So again, it's just going to be practice as much as you can. And what I started to realize is the more you practice, like, so initially I would think in English, and in my head I would translate it into Indonesian. But the longer I spoke, the more I started to think in Indonesian. So the thought went right to my mouth. I didn't have to translate. So, and again, that's just practice. And for me, it wasn't easier, but I was forced to do it because I was in Indonesia, and most people that I was with didn't speak English. So I was put in a situation where I had to learn and learn fast. But yeah, the more you practice, you'll start to notice you'll be translating less, and just it'll be English here and come out as English. Whereas now it's maybe Indonesian, you translate it to English, and then you speak it. So it's slower, but the more you practice, the more it'll speed up. Just like a runner. The more you run, the faster you'll get. So the more you'll speak, the faster it'll get, the more fluid it will be. So.
Okay, thank you, Mr. James, for your
You're welcome.
Suggestion. Okay, thank you.
More question, please. Lucky again. Oh, after Lucky.
Okay,
It's okay.
Apta, you're muted, I think. Yep.
Me? Have you ever studied a language?
Yes. So when I was in school, when I was around your age, and I guess when I first started, I was 13 years old. I studied Spanish. So in junior high school and high school, I studied Spanish. But that's the only time. I also studied Latin as well when I was 14 years old, and that's just for 1 year. And the reason that we study Latin and English is lots of English comes from Latin, so we can learn where the original words come from that eventually became English. So, and you can also see the Latin language in Spanish and French and Italian as well. So, yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Lucky first, after that, Hamida. Okay, Lucky, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. I have a really good question. I really want to study in other country, so I'm asking small steps to go to other countries to study. Do you have any tips? Sorry.
Yeah, so I think so you're going to have to do testing. So normally, for students, there's 2 different kinds of testings. They're not in my head right now. IELTS is one. So IELTS, I think, is probably what you'll want to study. You can take IELTS courses, and you can also take. There's also books to help you study for IELTS. And basically what you're going to do is you'll do an IELTS test, and that'll give you a score, and that score will tell you what your proficiency is, like how good you are at speaking English. So then if you're looking to study, there'll be a university in another country, and they'll say, we need an IELTS score that's this high. So if you can come up with an IELTS score that high, then you'll be able to study abroad. The other thing you can do, so even let's say you do the IELTS test and your score is too low, if you take the class or read the book, usually your score will go up 1 point. I think it's a 10-point system. I'm not sure. I haven't taught IELTS in a while. I taught IELTS briefly. But so usually your score will go up. So even if you don't do well on the test the first time, continue to study, like read a study manual, take an IELTS class, join an IELTS study group, and that'll help you to improve your score. Also, once you do that, you can look into possible scholarship options. Like I know you said you like to study German as well. So, you might be able to look for scholarships, and maybe even the Goethe Institute. I'm not sure if there's one in Bandung. I know there's one in Jakarta and one in Yogyakarta, but there's German Institute. So they may be able to help you, like just to talk to them and say, I like to study German. I'm interested in studying more German, I'd maybe like to go to a German university. So I think just talking to people who are in that world and understand what the steps are. But you'll definitely want to take an IELTS test and join a class. That'd be very, very helpful. So
Thank you very much, Mr. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
So there are many scholarship to go abroad, especially when you are in university. So just be good in your school, and then prepare your TOEFL and IELTS test. Okay, like that. Okay. Okay, Hamidah, please.
I want to ask, is the experience of living abroad where there are many native English?
I'm sorry, could you say that again? I missed part of that.
To adapt to the language.
I'm sorry.
Is the experience of living abroad where there are many native English?
Is the
Okay.
experience
How can Hamidah can live abroad with the native speaker there? Because Hamidah maybe haven't prepared it yet.
So how
she can adopt
okay.
the native speaker.
Yeah, so I think it's a good, we call that submersive. So you're submersing yourself, you're surrounding yourself with the culture and the language, which is kind of what I did in Indonesia. I didn't speak any Indonesian when I came to Indonesia, maybe just a few words. So it's good. You learn much faster because you're sort of forced to learn, because you have to tell a Gojek driver to go to the right or go to the left. You have to tell the street vendor to not make the food too spicy. So you have to learn these things just for your day-to-day activity. So I think it's actually a really good way to learn English, is to be engaged. I think if you're just reading books, just watching movies, you can learn a lot. But when you're in a situation where you're required to speak English, you're going to learn much faster. And also because you're engaging in the activity as you're learning these words, you're going to learn faster. You're going to take the word and you're going to associate it with the action. So I think it's a good way. It can be very overwhelming and very confusing, but I think it's, if you're patient and if you just keep trying and keep working, and also just if you have friends, just ask your friends for help. I mean, a lot of what I learned was just through spending time with my friends and also just listening to people. Like I still remember the first time I was in a warung, and there's a bapa. He gets up and he says, "Berapa bu?" Like, how much? And that's the first time I had ever heard that. And so I heard "Berapa bu?" and that became what I said. And so I think just surrounding yourself with it, you hear the language and how it functions in the day-to-day, and that can be really good. So
your English will be improved naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Tenang Hamidah, nanti kalau keluar negeri mas, lama-kelamaan akan bisa adaptasi sendiri. Okay, so prepare yourself. Okay, Askia please.
Hello, Mr. James.
Hello.
I have a question. I like to listening English songs, and some of those lyrics has a weird word, I think. No, I mean, for example, in Adele's song "Easy on Me," has a lyrics, "I've been washing my hands and forever." Forever, yes, right. I just think that Adele just washing hands, but that's not the meaning, right? So how can I understand the meaning of those lyrics? Thank you.
You're welcome. I think, yeah, sometimes we use what we call like a metaphor or creative use of language. So if we say, "I've been doing this forever," it means I've been doing it for a very long time. And sometimes that can be real, like I've been standing here for 20 minutes washing my hands. And sometimes it can just be, I feel I feel like I've been washing my hands for a long time. So so sometimes it can be confusing. Song lyrics are like poetry. So not always, you can't read them direct. So if somebody says, I feel blue, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that their skin is a blue color, but blue as a color with poetry, with metaphor, it means sad. So if somebody says, I feel blue, it means they're saying, I feel I'm sad. So a lot of times we just have to learn the different slang and the different meanings through metaphor, and it can be very tricky with song lyrics. And even as an English speaker, there are times when I hear lyrics and songs and I don't understand them. But there's a really good website called genius.com, and it'll have the lyric, and then if you click on the lyric, somebody will explain the meaning over on the side. So sometimes you can go online and just find, because I'll hear a slang term and I'm like, I don't know what that means. You know, I'm older, I'm 48 years old. I'm sure if I were 20, I would know what that meant because I would hear it. But so if I hear it in a song, I don't understand it, I can look it up on the internet. So I think, yeah, you just have to think of it not as the actual meaning of the words, but more as an idea that's being expressed. So, and it can be hard and confusing, but just be patient and also just enjoy the songs too.
Okay, Askia. Okay, good question, Askia.
Yeah, very good question.
So if you don't find the meaning in the internet, just ask your teacher. Okay. Okay, Darva, please.
Hello, Mr. James.
Hello.
I have a question. What attracted you to SMP Juara Bandung?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
What attracted you to SMP Juara Bandung?
What something I did in Bandung?
Attracted you.
What attract you?
Oh, attracted me
to SMP Juara Bandung.
Oh, okay. Oh, to the school.
Yeah.
I was actually a friend of mine who is an English teacher. She introduced me to, I guess, Riska, or maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it was the first time was in October, and I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And so when I was invited back, I was very happy to come back. And I hope when the pandemic is over, or when it's again safe to travel, and when I'm allowed to come back to Indonesia, I hope to be able to come and meet you all in person.
Okay, thank you, Darva. Any more questions here? Tarudin?
Again,
Pak Tarudin.
Okay.
Okay,
again, Mr. James, what your suggestion? Yeah, what your suggestion for us, for SMP Juara Bandung, agar guru kita mudah berbahasa Inggris, memperlancar bahasa Inggris. What your suggestion to us? Itulah, Mr. Tolong ditranslatekan.
Yes.
Okay. Terima kasih, Mr. James.
Yes, so I think Mr. James have go to some countries and see some school there, and how can ESL countries or school, the teachers can speak English. What can the school do for that?
So what can the school do to help the teachers become better at English?
Yeah.
I think, there are sometimes they'll have native speakers come and do classes just for teachers. I think, again, this can happen on Zoom as well. I think, it's good. The thing is, I'm a teacher, but I'm also a student. We're always learning. So even your teachers are still learning. We always get when we're young, we think we don't know anything and our teachers know everything. But the truth is we're always learning and we're always teaching. So students are teaching teachers, teachers are teaching students, other teachers are teaching students. We're always learning and we're always teaching each other. So I think, I think the teachers can, again, just the more you practice, the more you get. So that the teachers have to practice as well. The teachers can, do hobbies that they enjoy, which help their English. They can just maybe in the teacher room, they can just speak English to each other to practice. So just again having a informal English club. So yeah, I think it's the same as students. I mean, I think the teachers are students of English. You're students of English. We're all learning something. So yeah, so I think it's a lot of the same ways that you'll learn, they will learn as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe Mr. James, maybe once day, yeah, in a week or 2 days in a week, the school must mewajibkan guru dan anaknya berbahasa Inggris, maybe like that.
Or English only for 1 day.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how many students are studying English. I'm not sure how the schools are. Like, does everyone study English in the school, or?
Yes.
Everyone, okay. Yeah, I think you could do that. Maybe a whole day might be a lot, but maybe just 1 class or 2 classes a day, and maybe you start with 1 or 2 classes, and then as people's English gets better, you have 3 classes, 4 classes. So, small steps. So if you start, with a whole day and it gets confusing and maybe people don't understand, if we try too much, sometimes we can become discouraged and not want to continue learning. So it's okay to learn in small amounts. I mean, that's how I learn all the time, whether it's Indonesian. And the thing is, sometimes we learn something and maybe we forget it. So we have to learn again. It's just part of the process of learning. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think start small and then build big. But I think that's a good idea to have 1 or 2 classes that are just in English.
Thank you, Mr. James.
You're welcome. Again, it's you're putting yourself in a position where you have to use the language. So it's forcing you to learn. Any more questions? Oh, a couple more. Lucky again.
Lucky so curious about anything. Okay, please, Lucky.
I have a question. How big is the difference the kids from Indonesia and the kids from America? Like, if I just watching some American kids, they're just like the bad things only I've seen on the camera, and the Indonesian kids like just normal kids. But I never seen any American kids doing normal stuff.
I think they're very similar. I mean, I think kids are kids. They like music. They like video games. I see students in Indonesia wearing like Chuck Taylor sneakers, and I see the same thing in America. I think it's not very different. I mean, there's cultural differences. Obviously, maybe some of the games are different. I would say one big difference. So America is many cultures coming together. So you have Europeans, Asians, people from South America, people from Africa. So it's many different cultures, whereas Indonesia has many cultures. But the thing is, those cultures exist, like Sundanese culture is very old. America as a country is only less than 500 years old, and it's a mixture of cultures. So we're still creating new cultures by combining cultures. So there is a difference in that way. Like we don't have like Sundanese is a traditional language that's very old. We don't have traditional languages that are very old. I mean, there's some Native American population that still use their traditional language, but for the most part, most Americans are coming from different places. So that's one difference. But just in terms of day-to-day things, I mean, kids like to have fun, play games, video games, sports. I see kids here taking the bus to school. There they take the Angkot to school. It's no different, So yeah.
Maybe what Lucky means that about the hobby is the same. I think they like mobile games. They like some activities, but how they control it. I mean the discipline, how they manage the time. because Indonesia, most of the students here, they like to playing mobile game maybe almost whole the day like that. How in America?
I think the same. Yeah, I think I don't play games myself, but I think a lot of adults in America also play games. Like I feel like I hear about many adults playing games. Yeah, I think it's a lot of the same things. Internet games. Yeah, yeah, and I think some people have the discipline and some people don't. And I don't think it's not a cultural thing. I think it's just I would say some Americans have discipline, some Americans don't. Some Indonesians have the discipline, some I don't think it's a cultural thing. I think it's more of an individual thing. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. James.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Any more questions, Ms. Rizka?
Nadif raised his hand.
Satu lagi.
Nadif?
Nadif?
Last question from Nadif.
Yeah, so Miss, I've been wondering how much do you earn from being a native speaker? And maybe you could also answer how much do you earn from our school?
Kasihan Nadif.
Nadif,
that's a secret.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm supposed to talk
just
about
a
that.
secret.
Yeah. But I do a lot of volunteer teaching as well because I really enjoy working with students. So when I lived in Bandung, some friends of mine, there were a few free schools that would teach, and so I would go and teach classes in the afternoon, like after school for the students. And again, the thing that was great is so I was teaching them English, but I was learning from them. They would teach me traditional games. We would play karet. We would play different games after class. So for me, it's I don't like to go to different, like I didn't come to Indonesia to make money. I came to learn about language and learn about the culture. So for me, it's about an exchange. It's not about like a career that I'm making money and going to become rich doing. So yeah, I'm rich with learning. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
No,
experience
just
is priceless. It's more than money.
Sorry, question will be kinda not manner maybe. Yeah, I'm just wondering. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No,
It's okay, never mind, Nadif.
yeah, and I think if you're going to be an English teacher, depending on where you go, it's going to be different pay because every country has different economy, so it's going to be different. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. James. I feel relieved.
You're welcome.
Okay, Pak Ginanjar, do you have any question before we move to the game section?
Okay. Hello, Mr. James.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. In your opinion, whether Indonesian people will eventually be fluent in English language, and how important English today, in your opinion?
I'm sorry, could you say at the beginning, I couldn't hear your microphone at some point.
Oh yeah. In your opinion, whether Indonesian people will eventually be fluent in English language, and how important English is today?
So just to be clear, so should Indonesian people learn the Quran in English?
Yes.
And then a separate question, how important is English in general, not about the Quran, but just in general?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's okay. I think again, learning the Quran would be in English would be a good way to help improve your English. But I think also for something like a religious text that's that important, reading it in the first language, you're going to get more meaning, I think. So it's the most important thing is the meaning from the text. So I think it's good to learn in English as well, but as long as you make sure you understand the meaning. Sometimes we can misunderstand the meaning in a different language. And I think how important is English in general? I think it's very important. I think it's the common language of the world. And I noticed one time I was in Europe, and so the French don't speak Swedish, and the Swedish don't speak French, but they speak English to each other. So it's very similar to Indonesia, where you have traditional languages, and people in Aceh don't understand Sundanese, but they speak Indonesian to understand each other. So English is right now is the most common language in the world. So 80% of the people that speak English are not native speakers. So that's how many people, so many people are speaking English in the world, that 80% are not native speakers. So I think it's important if you want to learn about other cultures, talk to people from other cultures. So yeah, I think, and also it's good for business, good for school, good for many different things. Yeah. So very important. Very good question. Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. James.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Pak Ginanjar. So I think the time is up.
Okay.
It is almost
It's 9:01
9
now.
a.m.
It's not over.
But do you have any games, sir, for us?
I
Do
have
you
a
want to
couple
share your
games.
games, or
I can do
end this event?
whichever you want. I can do one quick game.
Okay,
I
go
think
ahead.
it will be very nice.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I
are you
did.
ready, everyone?
Okay, so I put together 20 pictures, and they're all different hobbies. So I want you to, on a piece of paper or on a computer, make a list 1 to 20. And then I'm going to show you the picture, and I'll just put each picture for 10 seconds. And then you want you to write down in English what it is. And again, we're going to try to use the verb and the ing form, and then the activity. So maybe if we're watching, so if it's tennis, we're going to say playing tennis. So sometimes it's going to be 2 words, sometimes it's going to be 1 word. So, okay, we'll do this real quick, and so everyone can get back.
Mengerti semua ya. Jadi kita diminta untuk membuat 20 lists.
20 pictures, yeah.
Oke, kita akan melihat nanti 20 gambar, dan kita silakan dituliskan di kertas masing-masing atau nanti tulis di tab-nya di komputernya, boleh. What hobbies are there?
Wow.
Okay, come on. That's number 1, Mister?
This is number 1, yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, let me, okay, so number 1.
What is that?
Oh, hang on, let me. Number 2.
Udah.
Number 3. And you get bonus point if you know where this is.
Yeah.
Number 4. Number 5. Bonus point if you know what team that is.
Persib.
Persib, yeah. Also, there's 2 different words we can use. We could use British English or American English, so either one is okay. Number 6. Number 7. Oops. Number 8. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. Number 14. Number 15. Number 16. Number 17. Number 18. Number 19. And last one, number 20. Okay, would you like to raise your hand and answer, or should we do it in the chat? Okay, so let's go number 1.
Lando. Lucky.
We have Lando, number 1.
He's playing game.
Yeah, playing it. What kind of games?
I didn't see it.
Xbox.
But is it like traditional game or is it video game?
I didn't see the game. I just...
Consoles.
Let's see. Yeah, so it's a video games. Video games. Yeah, so games can mean like video games, sports games, traditional games.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, video games. Okay, how about number 2?
He's painting.
Painting, yeah. Number 3?
He's photograph, I think.
No, number 3.
Number 3. Let me share screen again.
Photograph, I think. Photography.
Traveling.
Number 3, traveling. Yeah, very good. And where is this?
Borobudur.
Yeah, Borobudur. Yeah. Number 4.
Cooking.
Cooking. Yeah, cooking or baking. Cooking or baking. Number 5.
Playing football.
Playing football.
Scarsitanum.
Yeah, and how do we say it in American English?
Playing soccer.
Playing soccer.
Soccer ball.
Number 6.
Take a picture.
Yeah, so we can say either photography, which is not an ing. It's just a word. Or we can also say taking pictures. About number 7. Yeah.
Listening a music. Listening music.
Playing tennis.
Number 8.
Play badminton.
Playing badminton.
Yeah, badminton. Number 9.
Playing guitar.
Playing guitar.
So see how we're using playing? We can play an instrument or we can play a game. Number 10.
Playing skate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roller blading.
Yeah, rollerblading or roller skating. Yeah, good. Oops. Number 11.
Writing.
Writing.
Yeah. Number 12.
Singing.
Singing.
What kind of singing are they doing, do you think?
Group singing.
Group singing.
Group singing or karaoke? Yeah.
Karaoke. Bicycling.
Bicycling.
Fishing.
Fishing. Oops, hang on. This is a hard one.
Knitting.
Knitting. Yeah, knitting. Yeah. So sewing is similar, but this is knitting. Sewing is more for making like a shirt.
Okay.
You know? How about this one?
Dancing.
Dancing.
What kind of dance are they doing?
Traditional.
Jaipong.
Jaipong, exactly.
Surfing. Reading.
Reading book.
Reading
book.
Crafting.
Crafting. Yeah, we can say crafting or making crafts. Yeah.
Running.
Running. And what's another way to say running?
Jogging.
Jogging. Yeah, jogging. So running or jogging. And this one, crafting or making crafts. Yeah, but same meaning. Very good. Should we finish now, I think?
Okay, wow. Give applause for Mr. James, everyone.
Give applause for yourself also. Thank you, everyone.
We learned a lot of things from Mr. James. There are also many hobbies that we can do, such as listening to music, for example, bicycling, watching sport, and so on. So before we close our event, I think we should have to take photos together. Do you mind, Mr. James?
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All students, please open your camera because we're going to take a picture. Pak Jajang or Pak Agung, are you ready to take the picture?
Ready, Mister.
Okay.
Bergaya apa bahasa Inggrisnya bergaya?
Yeah.
Cheese.
One, two, three. Okay, again. Just a moment. Tahan, please. Okay.
Just hold on.
While.
Two. Open cam, please. Yang masih ditutup. One more. Gayanya berbeda. Change your gaya.
Style.
Change your style.
1, 2, 3. Oke.
Sudah, Pak Agung?
Lagi? Enggak.
Udah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for coming, Mr. James. The show is really, really cool. I hope we can meet again at the next event. Okay.
Yes, please keep me posted. I'm happy to come again. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Miss Rizka.
Yes, Bu Nunung.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. James, you have a greeting from our principal. You have a greeting. You have a greeting.
Oh, you have a greeting for our principal.
Yeah, salam hangat kembali.
Yeah.
Salam hangat kembali.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Finally, we get to the last session in this event. That is closing. Let's close this event by saying Alhamdulillah together.
Alhamdulillah.
And doa kifaratul majlis. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Oke, thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To Mr. James.
Mr. James.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. James.
Pak Jajang, can you play some song?
I wonder why you and me fight each other. Don't you see the similarities between us? Take a minute and see yourself in the mirror. You look like me, those eyes, lips, you can't deny. Have you thought about why we look the same? Why we feel the same? Don't tell me it's by chance. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister. We're one big family. Oh, oh, you're my brother, you're my sister. Just one big family. It doesn't matter live far away from me. You feel, I feel. You bleed, I bleed. You cry and I cry. We sleep and dream. Sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're happy. You breathe, I breathe. We love, walk, talk, and we smile. Have you thought about why we look the same? Why we feel the same? Don't tell me it's by chance. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister. We're one big family. Oh, oh, you're my brother, you're my sister. Just one big family, family. Care about you, and I wish you could realize there's no difference between us two. We're part of one family, no matter how far you are, and even if we don't know each other. Oh, you and me and you, we are one. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister. We're one big family.
Miss Rizka. Sudah tidak ada ya? Oke, thank you everyone. I close